What up? 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 What's going on? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, everybody? Man, what's going on? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. You guys know what day it is. One of the best days of the week. Not really. I mean, Tuesday is like one of them irrelevant days. Like, it's one of them irrelevant days, but it's a good day today because we're going live. We got some news and stuff to talk about today, party people. We got some. See y'all checking in. Duke Hurd checking in. What up, though? He said he was just watching Robbie highlights. Then the notification came by. Perfect timing, my boy. Ken Carolina. Or Carolina. With a K. I don't know. Did I say it right? I guess. What up, though? Tim Estes, what up, though? What up, man? Nas the Toe, what up, though? My main man Alex in this thing. What up, though? Hey, man. Got some news to talk about, man. Like, the Panthers. Woo, man. How y'all feeling though? How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me good? Is this thing on? Can y'all hear me? But man, we got some things to talk about, man. We got some things to talk about, yo. We got some things to talk about because we got Robbie. Robbie got that check. You know what I'm saying? My boy Robbie got that check today. Robbie Anderson got that check. They broke him off something proper. So we're going to talk about that. They finally brought in some kicking competition for Joey Slye. You know what I'm saying? Scott Fitter heard what the people were saying. The people as in us, the fans. You know what I'm saying? They made some cuts. They had to get the roster down to 80 people. This final preseason game, we got to talk about that, of course, coming up. So we got some things to talk about, man. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday, my boy Tyree. What up, though? You know what I'm saying? Andrew said, can Robbie kick field goals? Good question. Appreciate you, Alex. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. He said, what up, though? He said, can Robbie Anderson kick field goals? Listen, at this point, we can try anybody. Is anybody on the Charlotte Football Club? Are there any kickers on the Charlotte Football Club that can kick? There's a whole football club in the city of Charlotte. Joey Slye, he can't be the only decent kicker in the city at this point. You know what I'm saying? Joey Slye can't be the only decent kicker. You can't tell me there's not somebody on Charlotte FC that maybe can do something. Cephas in this thing. What up, though? You can't tell me. You can't tell me that ain't somebody else in this city that can kick with Charlotte Football Club in the city. Come on, man. You guys make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If you have not already, we're going to roll in today. Look, this. Let's start with Joey Slye. Let's start with Joey Slye. Joey Slye, man. Kicking is like, it's a very interesting situation. It's a very interesting situation because the position has one job. But you can argue that the performance of your kicker is almost just as crucial as the quarterback. It's similar. They're hard to find quality kickers. It's hard to find a quality quarterback. Obviously, quarterback's the most important position on the team, so I'm not putting the weight there. But if you have a bad quarterback, your team is going to hold your whole team back, and it's a liability. It changes the outlook of your team in games. If you have a bad kicker, it can change the outlook of a game. You can lose close games. If you miss an extra point, it can throw off everything because you may go from being down 7 points, score a touchdown, then you miss the field goal, you're down 1. Now you're chasing that point the rest of the game. Now the whole game is different. If he misses another, now you're thinking, okay, should I go for 2? And if you go for 2 and miss that, it changes now you're down a whole touchdown. So having a bad kicker is just as much of a liability as sometimes as having a bad quarterback. So it's tough. They're hard to come by too. They're hard to come by. Andrew says that Slye will cost us at least one game. How many games did he cost us last year? I know he missed some extra points, but I know he missed that long one against New Orleans, so you can't really fault him. Can't really fault him for that. But anything that comes to mind of what games he might have blown, I can't think of any off the top. I'm gonna put that last season behind my so bad. It's whatever. Fitter says he's confident in Slye. Hope he means he's confident he's 40% of the season or he's tapped. Yeah, Fitter said that he's confident in Slye, but he also said they're looking at kickers. That's what I'm saying. Dude, y'all have to go. When Scott Fitterer does a press conference, listen to everything he says. Go actually listen to that. Matt Rule, he gives some information. It's kind of fun. I mean, I listen to all press conferences anyway, just because I have time. Everybody doesn't have time, I guess, like me. But I challenge you to take the time to listen to a Scott Fitterer press conference. This man keeps it the realest of the real. And not even on purpose. Not even like whatever. He just doesn't. He's an open book. He's an open book. Scott Fitterer is an open book. He gives all the inside information. When the questions are asked, he's going to answer them straight up. It's not going to be any fluff. It's not going to be any coaching speak like you get from Matt Rule. Scott Fitterer really keeps it two Virgils. One more than 99. Whatever you want to call it. Scott Fitterer keeps it 100. So he drops gems. He tells you everything. He told us 5 days ago that they were close on a deal with somebody. Nobody knew who it was, but he said they were close. He said they have another one in the pipeline. Being close on the deal was Robbie. Robbie got the deal. Who's he close with? Is it Dante? Probably, because I don't think they're going to pay DJ too early. They could, before the wide receiver market just sets on fire. That may be smart. Get out ahead of it if you know you're going to keep them, even though you're loaded. But Scott Fitterer is going to tell it like it is. Just listen to what he says. He said, please. Usually it's please be seated. Now it's hold your applause. He said they need to stop playing to bring in a kicker to take his job instead of unknown quantities to push him. Look, all the good kickers got a job apparently, unless you go to YouTube, unless you find a YouTube trick shot kicker. And everybody said, "Oh, we don't want to go on YouTube and find a trick shot." Dude, wasn't Young Way Cool? Young Way Cool went viral for having a trick shot. That got him his shot in the AAF, which got him a shot with the Chargers, which led to him being on the Falcons. Multiple time special teams player of the week last year. Dethroned one of the best kickers in Falcons history, Matt Bryant. Young Way Cool started with a trick shot. He did a kick and a backflip on YouTube. Went viral. That's how he got the clout. So don't act like it's not kickers out here just doing stuff. Destroying. Fellow YouTuber. He doesn't do it. I mean, he does a lot more different stuff than I do. I don't do the skits and comedy stuff, but this dude can kick. Like, why would you not explore all options? You know what I'm saying? Why not explore all options? What would a tryout hurt? What would a tryout for anybody hurt? You keep flipping the page until you find the right one, my man. We're talking kickers here. We're not talking about offensive line and quarterbacks and stuff. No, we're talking about kickers. Roll them dudes in. Roll them in. He missed a 54-yarder win in Minnesota. Said 23 people in the chat. Let's get the thumbs up. Appreciate you. Said the Ravens kicker looks solid. Yeah, man. They're going to hold on to him and try to trade him. I think a lot of teams are going to be waiting and hold out to wait for them to cut him because they're not going to keep him on their 53-man roster. I think the Ravens are going to try to shop him to see who's desperate. Are the Panthers that desperate? I don't know. David Barber said he thinks the signing was a mistake. You talking about the kicker or you talking about Robbie? See, what up, though? Said Panthers signed Dominique Oberle. Yeah, this dude's from Utah State. I don't know too much about the dude. I'm not going to lie. All I know is what they've been telling us. All I know is what they've been telling us. He's German. He's a German kicker. He's a German kicker. Played at Utah State and spent some time in the Raiders camp. You know what I'm saying? Joey Slye was actually 28 of 30 last year inside of 50 yards, but 1 for 6 from 50 and beyond. And he missed a 43-yard extra point and a 63-yard field goal in Indianapolis in the preseason opener. And it made people wonder. That's what the article says according to Panthers.com. I just read that, Panthers.com. About Eberle. Panthers.com. So we'll see what he does. How much action is he going to get on Friday in the preseason game? How much time is he going to get? We'll see. But like I said, having a bad kicker can be almost as deadly as having a bad quarterback, because you're going to be, if you miss extra points and field goals, they can lose you games when you need them to come through for you. And sometimes those points, you may be chasing them all game. If you miss an extra point, now you got to go for 2 again. If you miss that 2-point conversion, what? Now you're down by what? 3, 4? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be a liability. But let's talk about Robbie, man. Let's talk about Robbie. That's what we came for. What up, though? So got some Saints fans checking in. We talking about y'all boys on the back end. I checked y'all out last night. We're gonna talk about the Saints in the division. So let's talk about Robbie's deal, though. Alex says, what do I think about Robbie's deal? Let's start from the top. I have no problem with these players getting their money. Like, the amount of stuff they go through, from the practices to the pounding that they take on the field to the BS they take from fans on the internet. I mean, yeah, being a millionaire is good. A lot of people think, oh, you get money. You don't have any problem. It can be tough. So I have no problem with any player getting their money. I never have a problem with get your money. Get your money, man. Get paid. Young hitter, get paid. I have no problem giving them their money. They deserve it. Okay? Especially Robbie. 1,000-yard receiver, 5 receptions, 99, something like that. 1,000 yards, career year. You know, Robbie signed that 2-year deal with the Panthers last year. And he even said today in his press conference, it was more of a prove-it deal. All of the guaranteed money of the deal was in the first year. People give Marty Hurney a lot of flack, but he set up a pretty good deal for Robbie. It was a prove-it deal. A lot of people thought Robbie was just a deep threat. Yeah, he wanted to have that connection with Matt Rule coming down here, so we trusted him. He wanted to get out of New York, obviously. But as much flack as we give Marty Hurney, signing Robbie Anderson to a 2-year deal, prove-it deal, for what, $20 million, $10 million per year, with the guaranteed money being in the first year? So if it went bad, he could have easily got out this year. Or if it went good, we're in a position to extend. That's a good deal. Let's give Marty Hurney his credit. Gone but not forgotten. He left us with some turds of some contracts. But this was a good deal. Robbie produced on the prove-it deal, so it's his time to get paid. Now, it makes sense there. However, a lot of people are saying, like, why would they give Robbie a deal right now when they just drafted Terrence Marshall Jr., who looks like he's going to be the best thing smoking? They got DJ Moore, signed him to his 5th-year option, 2 years left on his deal. They got Shi Smith, who's making one-hand spectacular catches in practice, one-on-ones and joint practices and training camps, been tearing it up. Why would they do that when we're so deep at wide receiver? Why would they do that? We got to pay other guys coming up. Why would they sign Robbie? Why not trade Robbie? There was rumors of Robbie being traded around the draft. Were they shopping Robbie? Who knows? But according to Robbie Anderson, when Scott Fitterer got signed, it was on the agenda to give Robbie a deal. So this has been on the agenda on the whiteboard since Scott Fitterer got hired. Robbie said that the negotiations really heated up at the beginning of the training camp. Now, we saw about all these. Robbie was missing practice for tweaking a little hamstring there. He had some family issues here. A lot of people think that was low-key a holdout without being a holdout. Without going to the media and being a distraction, a lot of people think that was his way of holding out. We don't know. I can't confirm or deny. But it makes sense. Because he missed what? He missed the spring. He was working on his own. He didn't do any OTAs. You can see him on Instagram. I follow his personal trainer on Instagram. I saw him working out. So many times when you see guys working out on their own and all, like, especially in that type of situation, if it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck, it's not a chicken. It's probably a duck. So I think it was a low-key holdout. He probably just had too much respect for Matt Rule because of their history to make it a problem in the media. That's my theory. I can't confirm or deny. So I was kind of like, okay, from a business and economic standpoint, why would you give Robbie that deal now? But now that I know there was no guaranteed money on their front end, I can't blame Robbie for wanting to hold out. From a player's perspective, it makes sense. Because let's say you come in, let's say DJ tears it up, let's say Terrence Marshall Jr. tears it up, they're going to be like, we don't need you. You don't have any leverage because we don't even need you right now, Robbie. We got Terrence Marshall Jr. on a rookie deal for another 3 years after that. DJ Moore's on his, fifth-year option coming up, and we can sign him to a deal if we want to, especially if we let you walk. Shy Smith, he may just need more opportunity being the fourth wide receiver in this offense. So Robbie would have no leverage. So Robbie knew, like, okay, if I'm going to get it done, I need to get it done now. One, no guaranteed money in my second year. And two, if these young bucks come in, I'm going to lose the leverage. Not to mention, he is a Matt Rule guy. Matt Rule signs a lot of his Temple guys and Baylor guys we know. Some live up to the hype, some don't. Robbie is probably the best Rule disciple that we have on this roster. I call him a Rule disciple because he went to Temple, obviously. So it was kind of justified to sign it, but it seems like, based on the numbers, it was justified. But it seemed like that might have been the reason that kind of teetered and pushed it over the edge why it was such a priority all offseason. A lot of people think that they should have just let him play hardball. Let him play on that deal. Because unless something went wrong, like Terrence Marshall Jr. just flopped, or DJ Moore got hurt, knock on wood, Robbie wouldn't have no leverage. So from a player's perspective, I mean, it was a smart move by him. And from a Panthers perspective, like I said, Scott Fitterer told us it doesn't affect any other deal going forward. He gave us the idea that when DJ's time comes, he's going to make that deal happen. Obviously, Brian Burns is down the line. Dante Jackson is probably next up to bat for a deal. Marquise Haynes, Hassan Reddick's going to be a free agent next year. So there's some names up to bat. But according to Fitterer, it doesn't affect anything. A lot of people were like, man, how much money do we have going on? You know. He said one signing Hurney got right out of 200 contracts. He said Robbie Anderson's a dog. He never drops or fumbles. He's fast. He opens up the playbook because he stretches the field. This is true. Matt Rule kind of said that DJ was the deep threat, though. He said DJ was a big kind of a reason why Robbie was able to show that he wasn't just a deep threat. Because Robbie did catch a lot of underneath passes that a lot of teams thought he couldn't do. A lot of people thought, like I said, he was just a deep threat. Matt Rule, in his press conference today talking about Robbie, said that DJ was the one that caught most of the deep stuff, was the deep guy. And he opened stuff up for Robbie underneath. Interesting way to put it. He said, so with this signing, who's out in free agency? Of course, Dante is gone, but they can't sign all their stars. Is Dante gone? So let's say Dante has a year like his rookie year where he puts up interception numbers, he stays healthy and is pretty solid. How can you let him walk? After looking dumb by letting James Bradbury walk in free agency and become one of the best corners in the NFL, do you make that same mistake twice? Like I said, Dante has to prove he can stay healthy. Dante has to prove that he can get back to the confidence that he was at. I mean, he's had a great camp. He's a ball hawk. He's a dog. He's a tough guy. He's the type of guy that Matt Rule and Phil Snow likes. He's got the bravado, the personality. He's got that type of swag. Can they bring back Dante? Is a Dante deal on the horizon? Is that something you try to do during the year if you see that Dante has a good year? Do you go ahead and buy low? Because Scott Fitterer says that he's not against negotiating during the season. You remember Dave Gettleman? Dave Gettleman used to say he didn't negotiate contracts during the season. And I'm pretty sure that was the reason why we lost some of the guys we did. Especially Josh Norman. Marty Hurney seemed like the type of guy that didn't do it either. Because they didn't talk to Taylor Moton at all. They waited till the last second. So Scott Fitterer said if the timing is right, he will sign anybody at any time. I have no reason not to believe Scott Fitterer. So who's the next one in the horizon? It sounds like, to me, it could be Dante. I could be wrong because I didn't know who it was when he said that someone was about to get signed and it ended up being Robbie. Nevertheless, I mean, who knows? Amari Tillman, what up, though? You know, we say what up, though, around here. We don't say what's good. We say what up, though, around her. What up, though? David Barber said, drafting Keith Taylor, the writing was on the wall that they're not resigning Dante. But how much are they going to get from a development standpoint from Keith Taylor? Keith Taylor has had his struggles during camp, for sure. He needs reps. He's a big body, physical guy. But he needs reps. He's not there yet. Man. I don't think so. So they'll probably tag Dante. What is the franchise tag number? I probably wouldn't dare franchise Dante. I think it would be way too much money. I think if you sign him now, you could get a reasonable deal. You could probably get him for what? What is the going price for corners? I don't even know. I know Josh Norman got that $15 million a couple years ago. But I don't know. I don't know if you tag Dante. Like I said, what if he comes out and has a year like his rookie year? What did he have? How many picks did he have his rookie year? 4? Let me see. I can't type. Let's look it up. Actually, I'll just do it on my laptop. I'm here. I'll let y'all see it too. A lot of y'all think that they're going to... Oh, he had 3 picks. No, Dante got 10 career picks. Look at that. Dante has 3 career picks. 10 career picks. 3 last year. 3 in 2019. 4 his rookie year. I mean, what can you do? If Dante produces, it's going to be hard to let him go, man. Said Phil Snow said they had a 2nd-round grade on Keith Taylor. Interesting. So I think they'll replace Dante. A lot of the common consensus from y'all seeing that they're going to replace him. So they can't sign every star, so who would they lose in free agency? I mean, shoot, if Frankie Louvu turned up like this, Hassan Riddick could be on the outside looking in. Hassan Riddick. I mean, the salary cap is going to go up. The Panthers are going to clear their books. Luke Kuechly's going to be out the books. Teddy's going to be out the books next year. Shaq still has that big boy contract, obviously. Christian has a big deal. But they really don't have a ton of people they got to pay. They don't have to pay a bunch of linemen. The roster is pretty young, you know. So they don't. Somebody doesn't have to walk next year. I think with the cap going back up, I think the Panthers have obviously not an accurate number, but I don't know. These guys said DJ should have got that contract first, period. Rule better have something up his sleeve. I think they're going to kick the can down the road on DJ. I think they're going to sign him next year because let me tell you this. When it comes to DJ Moore, they better buy low. If they want to keep him around, they better buy low. DJ has to show he can get in the end zone. That's the only thing that's holding him back from national recognition is touchdowns. But if you go down 85 about 4 hours, 85 South about 4 hours from Mint Street in Charlotte. If you go down about 4 hours, there's a guy that was drafted one pick after DJ Moore named Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley will be the bona fide number one wide receiver in Atlanta this year. Their stats are fairly comparable between him and DJ, but the difference is Calvin Ridley gets that ball in the end zone. And with him and Kyle Pitts this year, him being the featured guy, granted we know everything's not equal. Calvin Ridley has had a very quality quarterback compared to DJ Moore in his career. Nobody cares. Like, that's not something you can really bring to the negotiating table. But if they let Calvin Ridley sign a contract before DJ Moore, they'll be in trouble. Calvin Ridley's going to get $18 million at least. I think Calvin Ridley gets $18 million at least. At least Calvin Ridley gets $18 million per year. If they let they're the same draft class, DJ Moore's one pick before, their stats are similar besides touchdowns. If they let Calvin Ridley sign a long-term deal before DJ Moore, they are in trouble. They're in trouble. You see what happened when Moton signed after Ramczyk? Was it Ramczyk that got that deal from the Saints? It made things a little bit more muddier and complicated. If they let Calvin Ridley sign a long-term deal before DJ Moore, they're in trouble. They need to sign DJ Moore before Calvin Ridley. They can't let Calvin Ridley be in the measuring stick. They got to buy low on DJ. If they plan on keeping him around, buy low. Buy low. Buy low. I'm all for keeping DJ around, so I'm saying buy low. That's my philosophy on it. Because like I said, if Calvin Ridley gets that long-term deal before, Calvin Ridley's getting $18 million per year. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. You know. Burns is locked up. That's a wrap. I think they like DJ a lot. DJ's gonna be here. Like I said, I think they'll keep Dante. I mean, Matt Rule, when he brags on somebody, doesn't mean a ton because they talked about he loved and bragged on Curtis, but they talked very highly of Dante Jackson. Andy Clark in this thing said, "Who that?" Said DJ gonna wait on Calvin Ridley to get paid. Said DJ need more touchdowns. He said, we will a better quarterback this year. Said the Panthers can't sign everybody. They're going to lose somebody. Let's go to over the cap. Let's go look at the cap. Let's look at over the cap. Let's look at over the cap. All right. Over the cap. This is 2022. Check it out. This is 2022. Vietnam with a super chat. Appreciate you, bro. He said he right. So let me get back to this and read it. Say you right. Say you right. Say we can't afford to let Ridley sign first. It will push us out of the running for DJ. Exactly. That money is gonna get ugly, man. It will get ugly if they let him sign first. They can't. He's getting, like I said, he's getting $18 million. I don't think there's any. He's getting $18 million. Okay. Sorry for me to see because of all this stuff on here. Let me get this off. Okay. Let's see. Let's scroll down the salary cap. Do they have that number on here? Guess not. Oh, here it is. Total cap liability is $176. Top cap space, $31 million. That's with 45 players on the 2022 roster. You know what I'm saying? And look, DJ Moore's getting 11. Yes, there are some salaries on here, but $31 million. You can work with that. That's a good place to start because some money is going to get moved around. Christian McCaffrey's money will probably get moved around a little bit to help out. They know he's going to be around. They'll probably do that. Shaq Thompson, that's the hard part. What do you do with Shaq? What do you do with Shaq? What do you do with Shaq's money? A lot of people think they need to find a way to get rid of Shaq because of that money. It's a huge salary. $18 million. That's top tier. That's top tier linebacker money. It's going to be tough because you have guys like, obviously you have guys like Jermaine Carter, who's getting peanuts, who's your starting linebacker. If Jermaine Carter balls out, where is his number at? He's not even on here because he's a free agent, I guess. Yeah, he's a free agent. So Jermaine Carter, you got to sign him. You know. So, I mean, it is interesting. But like I said, they cannot afford. They can't afford it. They can't afford. They can afford to let. They can't afford to let Calvin Ridley sign that contract, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. So yeah, Shaq did restructure his contract already this past year. They kicked it to next year. Like I said, that over the cap number. That over the cap number is I think that's based on the current one. That's based on the current year. But let's go back to it. Actually, y'all saying cut Shaq. Look at this column right here. This is Shaq right here, the highest paid player on the team. You hate to see it. Highest paid player on the team. This column right here is the dead money. You only save $5 million by cutting Shaq. So typically, if you only save that amount, but you still got to pay him that amount, it doesn't make sense. That's pre-June 1st. If you cut him after June 1st, now's where the money comes in. So yeah, Shaq's going to have to ball out. That's when it gets interesting. If you cut Shaq after June 1st, you save $12 million and you only pay him $6 million. That's not bad. Let's look at trade. If you trade him pre-June, same thing. If you trade him after, same thing. That's why a lot of people were like, hey, man, trade him to the Texans and throw him in the deal for Deshaun Watson. Throw him in the deal for Deshaun Watson. It was like, throw him in the deal for Deshaun Watson. Because you can get that out the books. You restructure, aka kick the can down the road, you save $5 million and keep him on the team. A lot of y'all, I think a lot of y'all do underappreciate Shaq, though. I will say that. As much flack as y'all give Shaq, he's not that bad. Look, as y'all make it seem. These ads. It's Squarespace. Let's look at Shaq's contract. Look at Shaq's contract. Shaq is signed through 2023. I think they like Shaq, man. I think they like Shaq. But we'll see. So, a lot of y'all saying Shaq is overpaid. So we haven't seen what Louisville can do. So how do we know? He has a motor. I do want to see him with the starters. So let Shaq go draft someone and let Louisville take his place. So you got some fresh legs coming in to compete with Slye. Good. Dude has gotten way too comfortable. Get comfortable will be uncomfortable. That's what you got to do to Joey Slye, to these kickers. He said, let's get a superstar quarterback. Yeah, I think the bar has been so high with the past linebackers. You're right. The bar has been so high with past linebackers. Like, it's tough for Shaq because it's tough. But you're right. He's not a Pro Bowler. He said it was at Brazzers. No. That was Squarespace, not Brazzers. Get your mind out the gutter. Get your mind out the gutter. He said, wide receiver Allen got $80 million at 30 years old. Adams wants more than that. DJ would not be re-signed if Robbie outproduces DJ. Having Marshall and Sean make DJ a luxury. That money would be used to fix the O-line. It depends. If they bring in a free agent O-lineman, or do you think they're gonna go to? Do you think they're gonna go to draft? Said Shaq is good, not great, but being paid is great. Yeah, $19 million is great money. It's great money. It is great money. I wish I know what I could do with $19 million. Actually, I don't. Maybe I should make a budget for $19 million. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's saying I wish I had this amount of money, but what would you do with that money? Do you have a budget on how to handle it? Like, do you know how to budget $19 million? See, a free agent or a trade for the offensive line. All right, so let's move on a little bit. We can come back. I appreciate the clarification, bro. I was a little thrown off by your comment. I'm not gonna post it. I'm not gonna post it on the screen. that autocorrect is a mother. That autocorrect is a mother, huh? That autocorrect is a mother, because I was like, huh? That autocorrect is a mother. You got to be in the comments I'm not posting that on the screen. I ain't gonna put you out like that, homie. I got you. It threw me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. What up, though, man? What up, though? But let's talk about this division, man. Did y'all watch Monday Night Football last night? Did y'all watch Monday Night Football last night? Did y'all watch Monday Night Football last night? I asked y'all, I'll be saying stuff 3 times for emphasis to make sure y'all hear me. Did y'all watch Monday Night? The Saints were on. I'm not gonna lie. I've been talking a lot of trash about the Saints. If you follow me on Twitter at Dunk On Demand. I talk a lot of trash. But Marcus Callaway. I got you, man. I got you, big dog. Don't worry about it, bro. I ain't gonna put you out there. I ain't gonna put you out there, homie. The game last night was very interesting. What did we learn? Because we got to look around the division. Jameis Winston. I'm not gonna lie. Jameis Winston. Y'all should know how I feel about Sean Payton. I feel like Sean Payton has the most punchable face in sports. Period. Like, just look at him, bro. You just want to slap him. Like Ric Flair backhand slap him. He's annoying, dog. But if this man can turn water into wine and make Jameis Winston cook like he was cooking last night, we may be in trouble, bro. We may be in trouble. I'm not going to lie. We may be in trouble. Unless Sam Darnold can work a miracle, we may be in trouble, man. I thought the number 2 spot in the division was going to be for the Panthers to take, but Jameis cooked. Jameis cooked last night, man. He cooked, bro. So it's like, and I know they're gonna be out. Michael Thomas. I know Onyemata's gonna be out. Lattimore may be out. Who knows? I know they're like whatever. A lot of y'all saying he played against Jacksonville. I get it. But at the same time, we've seen Jameis throw multiple interceptions against, like, Jameis threw, 30 picks in the season? That means literally everybody he played, it doesn't matter who they played, he turned that thing over. So don't just say, oh, it was just the Jaguars. Nah. We've seen Jameis Winston turn the ball over against bad teams. Like, let's not discount it just because it was the Jags. We've seen Jameis turn it over against bad teams before. So I'm not scared. But if you've been following me on Twitter, I've been talking cold cash money about these people. I even said we were gonna sweep them. I still stand by that. I'm not gonna back off that. I still think we're gonna sweep them. But it definitely gives you a lot more cause to pause. It's like, dude, they didn't have Alvin Kamara, their best player. I hate the Saints, but I can't deny that Alvin Kamara is probably the hardest tackle in the NFL. Now, we're going to see Jameis over a bigger body of work, but Sean Peyton is an evil genius. As much as I really hate him and he grinds my gears, yo, Sean Payton is an evil genius. If he can pull this off, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm not going to lie. Jameis is making like $2 million. Jameis is making like $2 million. A lot of y'all saying Jameis look good, confirming said Atlanta offense be better than people think, but their D is trash. So the Saints defense still looks great. Yeah, they're gonna be dirty. It's gonna be the same thing every time. Their front seven is gonna be fast. I mean, the whole defense is fast. They're gonna hit hard. Their secondary is gonna grab, hold, pass interfere, make mistakes. They're gonna be physical. They're always gonna be the same type of. Their defense has improved. They're always gonna be that type of D. That's just the style that Dennis Allen plays. You can get them in their secondary because their secondary is not that great. It's just they're so aggressive that they get by. Being aggressive can be good and bad because you can get away with what you can get away with. But at the same time, you can easily get beat being over aggressive. Said Jameis looked nice. It was a Jazz, like I told y'all, man. We seen Jameis throw picks against worse teams. So the phone line's open. May open them in a few seconds, actually. Good question. So Jameis will be a turnover machine again this year. Winston cracks under pressure. So we already in trouble. Saints in Tampa. He said he always keeps his lips so tight like he thinks he's better. Exactly. That's why I said the face is punchable, bro. He said Jameis looked good, but it was the Jazz. Like I said, we've seen Jameis play bad against bad teams. So Jameis was fired last night. Some of y'all saying he's good with all pressure. So it seems like the consensus is a lot of y'all either saying y'all need to see him against a better team, and some of y'all saying he looked better than y'all have ever seen him. So y'all like he looked good. So the Saints have a defense. Like I said, their defense is always going to be aggressive and physical. That's just how they are. So we're not beating Brady. I just want to see what our defense can do. If we can lay hands on Brady, we may be okay. So we're not going to the playoffs. It's going to be tough. Jameis the preseason MVP. So Jameis could against a bottom five defense. Somebody like Burns or DB keep getting pressure on. That's true. That's true. Our front is going to be nasty. But like I said, they didn't have Alvin Kamara last night. We've had our struggles against Alvin Kamara, trying to tackle him because we like the arm tackle, or we like to throw shoulders. We don't like to wrap up. So he said Jameis will go back to being Jameis soon. He said he'll self-implode. So I have to see him do it when he's under pressure. A lot of y'all saying y'all have to see it to believe it. Y'all saying 5-30-30 again. Said cause the pause. So I'm not worried about the Saints. LeBron James. Where did that come from? What does LeBron James have to do with that? He's not good under pressure, and our D brings pressure. True. So Burns is an evil monster. So I love our defense and offense, but Sam not it. He said he ain't worried. So that's why we have to build a brick wall on the inside so Riddick, YGM, and Burns can hunt Kamara down. We just got to wrap him up, bro. That's the thing about Kamara. He got stupid balance. He only won one Super Bowl, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. This is true. But Drew Brees has had his limitations. Let's be clear. They said they're paying Jameis crawfish and gumbo. Bro, for a starting quarterback, you right though. He getting paid in peanuts. He said crawfish and gumbo. Don't forget the crab legs too. Can't forget the crab legs. Said playing Tampa late might not be that bad. They already clinched and don't have nothing to play for. We'll see. You can't say you late. What up, though? You good. Said better coaching defense. And I don't think they got a better defense. I'll give you the coaching. But the coaching does do stupid stuff. He can be over-aggressive and overconfident. So nobody even thought we had a shot at playoffs 2015. Chin in the secondary be a game changer. Said Matt Rule trying to hire Sam. 2 throws in the preseason. What is that? True. So we don't have Trey Boston no more. We also got guys that can tackle. True one. What up, though? All right, let's go ahead and open up these phone lines for a couple minutes, man. Let's go ahead and open up these phone lines. Let's open up these phone lines, man. We talking about. All right, now you don't get on here talking nonsense. Have your story together. Have your story together. Have your stuff together. Don't come on here talking nonsense, rambling. We gonna try to keep it brief, okay? We're gonna try to keep it brief. Y'all let me know. We're talking about Robbie. We're talking about the kicker, and we're talking about the Saints. Are we worried about the Saints with Jameis Winston? Okay? Come on here with something to say. Don't come on here rambling. Have your words together. Have your words together. Okay? Have your words together. Okay? You know? See if it's the only team we beat in the division is. She's signing the kicker. You see Kurt Warner giving Snow his props. I didn't see that. I did. I missed it. So LeBron James with Pro Bowl players. We should have at least 2. Between Chin and Brian Burns, we should have at least 2. Should have at least 2. B Diva, what up, Gu? What up, though? But see, the only 2 things I'll give the Saints over us is the O-line, which can be beat. We proved that last year in that linebacking course. Everything else, we are better or fairly matched. True. Like I said, their defense is just aggressive. They play hard. They play dirty. They play physical. That's the type of team they are, but they play over-aggressive. Their aggressiveness, they use their aggressiveness to make up for their shortcomings. See, it was the Jazz. Just look at Taysom Hill. We know he ain't. Look, Taysom, man. He was talking all that trash about trying to be a quarterback. Sean Payton swore he was the next Steve Young. Swore up and down he was the next Steve Young. Swore up and down he was the next Steve Young. Swore up and down. My twin brother just checked in. What up, though? the right number? Probably not. Not bad. There's the number. There we go. You, who's this?
Yo, what up, though?
What up, though? Who this?
Bruh, we gotta talk about this, bruh.
Who this?
They gave 2 years, 29.5.
Hold on. Introduce yourself. Tell us where you from, man. Come on now. You gotta start from the top. You ain't never went to your grandma's house and not said hey to nobody. Introduce yourself. Come on now.
Nah, y'all know. It's Trap Set Player, man.
What up, man?
The Trey Cole, what's the table?
Okay.
Y'all know.
Okay. What you got? What you got, man?
2 years, 29.5 million. What? Bruh, really?
That's too much?
That's way too much.
Why? Enlighten me. Why you say it's too much, man?
I mean, because that's tying way too much of our cap up, man. I mean, look at our cap next season. It's already, what are we at? 31 million or something?
30.
Without DJ Moore?
31 available. That's without Hassan Riddick, Jermaine Carter, Marquise Haynes will be a free agent. Dante's a free agent. So yeah, 31 million without. That's without the cap. We don't know what the cap is gonna go up to yet. Everybody expects it to explode with fans being back. So.
Man, no. Even there, man, that's still 7 people you just named that are really big contributors to the team that we got to sign, man. Unless you're gonna have all those holes there. Not to mention, I mean, look at the position, man. Look at all the talent we have in that wide receiver.
True.
And, I mean, even your rookies aren't even going to get enough snaps. Sean Smith out there balling. Terrence Marshall out there balling. How you going to get all them touches to all them dudes? And Sam Darnold, we don't even know what he's going to look like.
Yeah.
Man, I understand keeping Robbie as an insurance policy. You know, maybe you lose DJ. But still, man, that's a lot of money to get on one dude.
So,
like Robbie, though.
Yeah, I mean, I like Robbie too. Now, I was thinking when I heard the rumors that they were working on the deal before I heard the numbers, I was thinking exactly like you. It took me about a day or two to come to grips. Like, okay, one, this is a Matt Rule guy, so you know how Matt Rule does. He gonna give special priority and privileges. Not saying that Robbie hasn't earned it because Robbie's a 1,000-yard wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Career year. I get it. Now. I'm with you. Like you're deep at this position. You got the insurance, and Terrence Marshall's probably gonna ball out. I was with you, but I realized that this is Matt Rule, bro. Matt Rule doesn't do anything by the book, so that's just how it's gonna be. So once I came to grips with that, I was like, okay, what's the numbers? What's the length? Because don't mess around with these numbers and pay too much money. But I looked at it. This will only put him as a number 18th highest paid wide receiver in the league at a 1,000-yard receiver. So I'm like, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
I think.
But he's not even the best receiver on the team, though. That's the thing.
That's debatable, honestly. A lot of people like DJ because he's homegrown, but DJ got to get in the end zone, man.
So for the next 3 years, you rather have Robbie or DJ?
I say DJ because I think the ceiling is higher, but we can't find a quarterback. We can't find a quarterback to push him to the ceiling. You know, so it don't matter. It don't matter.
Still, man, I'd rather have the Houston.
That's true. I mean, that's true. Like,
I think DJ's a much easier asset to move. If you give him the same contract, I think teams would rather take DJ just because he's younger.
Yeah, and like I said,
what do I know?
You're right though, because like I said, it's all about production. He hasn't put up the test down, like I said. But if they wait until Calvin Ridley signs that deal, DJ not coming back. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But it sounds like they want to bring DJ back.
Man, we ain't gonna have no money to pay nobody. That defense will be hurt next year.
Now, unfortunately, the good thing about the defense is we got some youth. So, like I said, besides Riddick, Haynes, and Dante, you know what I'm saying? We can. That's gonna be some stuff. The tough part is gonna be Dante. I'm skeptical of Hassan Riddick. I think he'll have a solid year. I don't think he's going to match what he did last year, the 12 sacks he had, but I think he'll be solid enough to bring back. So I don't think he will be priced out of him. I'm scared Dante is going to actually play healthy all year, and he's going to ball out, and we ain't going to be able to afford him, and they're going to end up getting James Bradbury.
Right. I feel you, man, but there's some other
Yeah, that Shaq deal ain't cute. That Shaq deal ain't it ain't cute.
Look at the money we give Christian, and now we spend the money on our skill position. It's something we always wanted when we had Kim.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. All right, though, man. I ain't gonna start you lying, man.
Man, you good, man? I appreciate you calling in, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Call in now, everybody in the comment section.
Drive safe, bro.
All
right, now. But like I said, he's on the team skeptical. He's skeptical. He is skeptical. I don't blame him. So I thought everyone loved James Bradbury. We did. That's what we did love James Bradbury. That's why we mad he gone. He a top what? Top 5, top 10 corner in the league now. He said can't get a touchdown if QB only throws 15 TDs. This is true. Like I told y'all, DJ may have a higher ceiling, but you ain't gonna ever see that ceiling unless you have a quarterback that can get the ball to that man. It's unfortunate when you play receiver, you're a product of your environment. You're only as good as the quarterback that can get you the ball. Yeah, there's certain guys like DeAndre Hopkins that can do it no matter what, but I don't think DJ's that type of guy. That's not a bad thing. DJ can still be a quality top flight wide receiver. He won't be the best receiver in the league like DeAndre Hopkins. There's only one best receiver in the league. And they're the best receiver in the league for a reason. You know? So Robbie didn't have many touchdowns. What was the numbers on Robbie? I think DJ only had, 4? So we didn't need to sign Robbie all the wide receivers we have. So if DJ was by himself, he wouldn't be who he is. DJ double what he gets, but he gets double when the safety comes down and DJ get him over the top. So he already had 5 sacks in one game last season. That's why, he tortured the Giants. So stop complaining about who just called. Hold on. Somebody tried to call, but I missed it. My bad. My bad. Somebody tried to call. I missed it. Calling you back. So we need Robbie for field stretching purposes. Huge value.
What up, though?
What up, though? What's your name? Where you from?
C-Dog, man. Cephas Williams, man. No, the C-Dog.
Uh-oh. They said everybody in the comments say you the residential time hater. You know what I'm saying? Like like on the Dave Chappelle show, the time hater. They say you the skeptic. What's going on with you, bro? What's on your mind?
Everybody saying that. See, motherfuckers, look, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's like truth, man. The truth hurts. I know y'all remember that movie? We got them Tom Cruise. I think it was A Few Good Men, and goddamn Jack Nicholson was up there, and the goddamn he was up there, and he was interrogating them in the courtroom. And like, you want the truth? You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. And these motherfuckers can't handle the goddamn truth.
What's the truth? What's the truth, my brother? Speak that truth, then, man. What you got? What's on your heart?
Now, first of all, man, how we just not got there bringing a motherfucking kicker on the last goddamn game of the motherfucking preseason? We knew this nigga was trash last year. You know what I'm saying?
They trusted him, bro. They trusted him, bro.
Because we ain't got no fucking left tackle or quarterback. You know, to have competition at some of the most important positions that we need, and we're hurting and lacking that, you know. Like, come on, what the fuck, man? And then the Robbie deal, I don't like it because, man, DJ should be getting paid before the market got there, get reset again, you know what I'm saying? Then, man, Sean Smith got them, Terrence Marshall, they gonna pan out, you know what I'm saying? So, why you don't get us to do some more money, you know what I'm saying? You like, come on, you can at least try to trade this motherfucker for offensive lineman, so.
But you know how Matt Rule is when it comes to his guys though, and Robbie is actually one of his guys that actually balls out. So you knew the bag was coming. You know, Matt Rule bring a lot of Baylor dudes that are trash, like Tahir Whitehead, trash. Why he started over Jermaine Carter last year, and now Matt Rule just bragging on Jermaine Carter being he's our Mike linebacker. He's the leader of our defense. Like, Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? For shit like that, you know, that shit dumb as fuck. And Ken Robinson balling right now. Ken Robinson should have been playing last year. It's what I'm talking about. It's dumb ass shit. But motherfuckers want to talk about whatever the fuck they want to call me. Now, this is the fucking truth. Jermaine Carter put a nigga in the doghouse, and Tahir Whitehead can't cover shit. You got the best cover linebacker on the motherfucking bench.
And you bet it's a lot of, you're right. It's a lot of things that Matt Rule does that are, and I said it on my live stream after the game on Saturday. I was like, different ain't always better. You know, like being different is cool sometimes. Like changing the, like flipping the script, changing the breaking the mold is cool. I like the trendsetters and stuff like that. But different ain't always better sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to playing favorites and the giving priority to your guys just because whatever. So it's just weird. But what do you think about Perriman, bro? We talking about the linebackers. What about Perriman? He's been hurt. Apparently he got his foot stepped on.
He ain't never played a whole fucking season. And everybody was so goddamn geeked up about getting them. I'm talking about we waste fucking money on bum ass motherfuckers, man. The same thing when they got them Tim Urban contract. He's a fucking bum. You know, Pat Avalon is a fucking bum. The Vikings need a fucking offensive lineman. They let that motherfucker go. He couldn't fucking cut it. He's a fucking bum.
Yeah.
You know, this guy, come on now. Even the Sam Darnold shit, what the fuck? Ain't no other team wanted him but our dumbass team.
Yeah.
And they gave him a second round pick for this motherfucker.
Yeah.
That Wilson already looking better than him right now.
Yeah, Zach Wilson, he looked pretty good, man. I ain't gonna lie in the preseason. Who know? It might have been coaching then. A lot of people saying that Sam Darnold just needed better coaching. Obviously, they got better coaching up in New York. But you're right. Zach Wilson looked a lot more comfortable out there than Sam Darnold ever looked up in New York. And that's just in 2 games.
You can't look, man. Now you people say coaching, but look, you know what though? The coach ain't got that throwing the motherfucking ball. If this nigga turn the ball over, that ain't got shit to do with motherfucking coaching. That's fucking bad decision making. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers won't talk about goddamn Jameis Winston, but when he had 30 for 30, he had 5,000 yards. This is what I'm talking about. Tom Brady playing the Tampa Bay offense last season, if anybody recognized it, but it's Gronk. And we're running a 12 personnel. And 12 personnel is the 2 tight ends that the people who never play football. So the beginning of the year, they got them doing them deep balls, but Tom Brady said this shit ain't gonna work. And Tom Brady got them start running his own goddamn offense. You know, Bruce Arians is his thing, got them Jameis, but he would have got that air the ball out of got them Tom. They didn't really got the Super Bowl by airing that bitch out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, Tom Brady, it is some of these coaches, they have their systems, and some of them are so confident and hard-headed that they can't adjust. Like you said, Arians, and they still had a deep passing game, but at the same time, you saw what happened in the playoffs. They started running that thing with with Fournette, and Gronk started turning up. They started getting back to that Patriots type of offense, like you're saying. 1 back, 2 tight ends, throwing it to the tight ends, pounding the ball on the inside. You know what I'm saying? So, you're right. So, let me ask you this. What is your prediction for the offense?
I'm going to tell you right now, man. First of all, this nigga only came out and played 1 series last week. Come on, man. And
Yeah.
He talking about he looking so great in joint practices. What the fuck has this nigga done in the league to not even be getting no snaps like that or reps in the preseason?
That's what I said.
He hasn't proven anything. Even Steve Smith said during the last game, man, this is his last stop. To see if he's a fucking bust or not.
Yeah.
So I'm not really even confident in his offense because on top of that, man, Sam Darnold hasn't even been throwing deep balls in practice.
Yeah.
A lot of multiple things he's just gonna come out during the season and be throwing deep balls and just got them be accurate and shit. Because if you look at his stats, he's got them at the bottom of the league with deep ball throws and got their red zone, got their territory.
Yeah.
So I really don't have no high expectations for this offense because I know we don't got the right quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
So let me ask you one more.
The thing we got going on is defense. Then let me get real started on goddamn Joe Brady and Phil Snow real quick. Goddamn, Phil Snow came in here talking about he's gonna be running goddamn multiple defensive packages in front. And anybody don't know what that mean? That mean 3-3-5, 4-3-3-4, whatever, or goddamn quarter packages or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we have not seen none of this shit in preseason. Like I've been telling motherfuckers, he just can't come out in the regular season and try to run this shit, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just frustrating, man. Then we still can't goddamn score in the motherfucking red zone. And Matt Rule talking about, well, we just run the goddamn basic plays. Nigga, if you can't even goddamn score in the red zone with basic fucking plays, what the fuck you goddamn doing?
and to me, like, what do we have to hide? You know, like you weren't good in the red zone last year. This is the time to try that thing out. And he's talking about my complaint. I don't know if you saw my live stream after the game. I'm like, we don't run. I went to the joint practices against the Ravens. They might have practiced red zone. They didn't practice goal line. There's too much contact for a practice. They're not going to practice that. So don't tell me that joint practice reps equal game reps. Like that, I'm not going for that. No team is going to practice goal line like that because it's asking for somebody to get hurt. So they didn't even they didn't even do that in practice. So that's why I'm like, it looked bad last week. They looked soft on that 1 yard line. You got these linemen that aren't big. You got a couple that's big. You got Deontay Brown. They need to play him. Taylor Moton is big. Play him. Paradise, he's solid. Keep him. But that left side is soft. Why are you running to the left side on fourth down? Your meat and potatoes is on the right. You know, they're not moving nobody. They're not moving nobody. You know, so I gotta see it, man. But give me a closing word, bro. I gotta get on. Get somebody else on here. Give me a closing word. Your final thoughts.
My final thoughts is, man, this first look. If we lose to the Jets, you know what I'm saying. Everybody should just temper their expectations for this coming season. You know what I'm saying. Then like same thing with the red zone area. You know. Like the computer understands the joint practices it's all even though the joint practice it's not like a game situation.
It's controlled. It's controlled.
They run a couple of drills, then they stop, and you walk down to the other end of the field and shit like that. Like so, when you keep talking about he's doing joint practices, that shit don't mean a hell of fucking beans. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, God, somebody, man, it's just frustrating, man. It's just. Man, and then one more thing before I go, man.
Okay.
If Justin Fields goes to the playoffs this year, automatically goddamn need to go ahead and goddamn fire everybody. That's my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because we could have had him. He was right there in our fucking hands at number 8. But they passed up on him to get motherfucking J.C. Horn.
Even Fitter?
Like, come on.
Even Scott Fitter got to go?
Everybody. He's a fucking GM. I don't give a fuck
Nah.
this guy here.
An article came out saying that Matt Rule the one that's pulling most of the strings, though. They said they let Scott kind of do all the little stuff and negotiating, but they say it's really Matt Rule that's calling all the shots personnel-wise.
Yeah, you know, look, you gotta get the fuck up out of here, man. What the fuck? You need a fucking quit. You told me goddamn Sam Darnold better than Justin Fields? Man, Sam Darnold was a turnover machine at USC.
Yep.
He came in the league doing the same fucking shit. And then you don't even take a flyer on Justin Fields and you right there on a rookie contract?
Man, listen. Hey, look. I know you seen Teddy going off too. Teddy in Denver cooking in the preseason. I'm like, man, it could get ugly. If Teddy ball out and Justin ball out, it could get ugly, man. It could get ugly.
And then Denver got them top 5 defense. We got their old boy was hurt last year.
Yeah. Yep.
tough. Like, man, this shit.
It could get ugly. It could get ugly.
I'm gonna say but one thing before I go, man. I'm a realistic fan. You know, for anybody who don't like me, you know what I'm saying. I just tell you out there the truth. You know what I'm saying. And that's what's wrong with the world now. Most of them mad at the baby and little bootsy because they telling the truth about this. You know, gay people or whatever, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Great show. What up, though? Keep doing your thing, my nigga. Have a great night.
I appreciate the love and support, bro. Keep keeping it real, man. Keep keeping it real, bro.
One thing, man. Everybody hit the fucking like button.
Yeah, hit the like button, man.
Okay.
All right, bro. Hold it down now.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Cephas, man. He y'all say he passionate. He said we have a lot of talent on both sides. We just need the players to put it in the right spot. That's true. So that's true. So you don't know the truth. He said, I don't know the truth. What's the truth? What is the truth? What am I missing? What am I missing? He's saying I don't know the truth. So he had the versatility in Reddick and Spidey to play OLB with JC in the middle, with YGM, Haynes, and on Morgan Fox. We got a lot of position versatility. That is a fact. We have a lot of position flexibility. A lot of position flexibility. You know what I'm saying? But, sorry, I'm looking at this thing. I'm looking at the phone lines. So, it's going to be tough. He said, C-Dog, new name is the Mad Rapper. Yeah, he said he did. My boy Stevens had a lot on his heart. He said, I got one more thing 3 times. He had a lot on his heart. Oh, I got you. I thought I was missing something. He said he passionate. Look. You know, y'all know I like to keep it PG-13 on this show. But that man came on spitting hot fire. I just let him go. I had to let him go. He came on here spitting hot fire. I had to let him go. I couldn't stop him. I wasn't getting away with that train. That man was on fire. He had some stuff on his heart. But he made some points, man. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Because if Justin Fields gets the starting job and balls out, it ain't going to look good. If Teddy Bridgewater gets a starting job, balls out, Broncos go to the playoffs, what the country folks say is going to be some sad singing and flower bringing. Somebody might get fired. So that wasn't PG-13. It wasn't. That man was spitting fire. He said he born and raised in Charlotte. He can respect it. Yeah, man. He said, what we have here is a failure to communicate. Doxinator, dropping knowledge. But yeah, man, we have some talent. Now, it's going to be tough. Like I said, it's going to be tough because of our offensive line and Sam Darnold. We know where the question marks are. So all eyes are going to be on those positions. Is Matt Rule protecting Sam Darnold? And why? We're going to see him anyway. So why is he sheltering him so much in the preseason and training camp? Why? We're going to see him anyway. There's no reason. What do you gain? You're hiding him like some secret weapon. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes played 2 quarters, a quarter and a half against the Cardinals last week. We need to see more. We need to see more Sam Darnold to make us a believer. Give us something to be excited about. That's all the fans want. We want something to be excited about. So give Darnold a chance. We got to give him a chance. We have no choice. I'm not wishing for that man to fail. I think everybody's just skeptical. Like I said, we want him to be good because if he's good, the team's probably going to be good. But I think you can't blame anybody for being skeptical. That's the thing. Can't blame anybody for being skeptical. You cannot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm nervous about this year. I'm nervous because the early slate of the schedule looks like cupcakes. Not cupcakes. I'm not gonna say this is the NFL, and we're not that type of team where we can call anybody a cupcake. But you have the Jets week 1. Listen, they're down Carl Lawson, their best pass rusher. But Zach Wilson looked pretty good. Granted, I have confidence in our defense against a rookie quarterback. But that man looked comfortable, bro. He looked comfortable. Mr. J said Bridgewater got weapons in Denver just like he had last year. But with injuries. Sutton, Judy, Patrick, Gordon, Williams, and Fant. It's not better than Robbie, DJ, TNC, and Arnold. I do like our weapons. And Montgomery said the offense has to be disciplined. Penalties are going to kill us. Very true. We'll see how much the DBO sign pays off. We shall see how much the DBO sign pays off. Your diva said she's not getting the hopes up this season. We'll see. Yeah. I think that's probably the best approach. If you go into the season with no expectations, it's hard to be disappointed. If you go into the season with no expectations, it's hard to be disappointed. You can't be mad if you didn't expect anything. That's how I was last year with Teddy. But to be honest, I still found myself disappointed just because we lost so many close games. So many close games. Got Fayetteville in the building.
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
You. What up, though?
Hey, how's it going?
What's the name? Where you from, man?
Hey, this is Joseph from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Fayetteville. Vietnam in the building. What's going on, man?
Two quick things. One is I like the Robbie Anderson signing. I love it. That puts pressure on DJ that if he resigns, not to try and ask for too much, but yeah. I don't think they'll be able to sign it because DJ, Robbie, if you look at the numbers, one, being Matt Rule's guy, like you said, and he's still young, only 28 years old, you know, he had almost 30 more catches than DJ, even though DJ has the higher ceiling. But, you know, DJ becomes a luxury now that we got Terrence Marshall and Slye and all these young guys really stepping up.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how the tables turn, though? Like, before, it was like signing Robbie was the luxury because of TMJ, but now that Robbie's got the deal, DJ's turned into that luxury. Isn't that crazy how, like, it kind of shifts?
Well, I posted, weeks ago that, unpopular opinion, but, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't re-sign DJ to fix the offensive line.
Yeah.
Because, trade or Fitterer, said the other day that, to get a top flight offensive lineman, you're either going to have to trade for him, give up some draft picks, because, even a draft pick is hit or miss sometimes.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, like I said, he said that pass rushers, corners, and tackles aren't just walking around on the street or free agents. Like, you got to either trade for them or draft them and develop them. You're right.
And with Robbie being, a Matt Rule guy, you look at the numbers. I love DJ, but, Robbie caught almost 30 more balls than him last year, and 50 first downs, and only, 100 yards difference in production and one more touchdown. That's not worth $30 million a year.
Yeah. So how do you feel about DJ's ceiling being lower because of circumstances of the quarterback? Because I think, I can't. I don't know if I think you did say that, but I don't want to. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I feel like DJ's ceiling is higher. But without a quarterback, you're never going to reach that.
Well, that's the other point. You have other guys. Like with DJ, he's a tremendous athlete. You know, when he catches the ball, he can take it to the house. You know.
Yeah.
But you have other guys that are true elite wide receivers that it don't matter who's throwing them the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they still produce. Like your guy Hopkins. You know.
Yeah.
And Hopkins makes almost $25 million a year at over 30 years old. You know, DJ's only 25.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, if Allen got 80 million and Adams wants more than that, you know, we're gonna have to break the bank, and we might do it if we didn't have Robbie under contract for a couple of years, Marshall under contract for another 4 years, Slye under contract for 4 years. You know, we just have like too much depth to where we're not. I mean, we don't need to be desperate and pay all that kind of money. You know, we still got to pay a quarterback, whether it's Sam Darnold or we find somebody else in free agency.
Yeah.
You know, we can't pay everybody. And we got all these young guys contracts, like Burns, who's going to be a Panther for life. You know,
Yeah.
Dan, who's going to be a Panther for life. All those contracts are coming up. You know.
Yeah. I mean, so how do you feel about buying low on DJ though? Like, would be getting him now at a similar number to Robbie? Because I feel like if you sign him now, what do you think DJ is worth right now if they were to sign him to a deal to maybe buy low and banking on? Because
that's part of my point. Like that's why I love the Anderson signing, because Anderson took a discount.
Yeah.
You know, he took a discount twice to be here. And you know, and DJ is a cool guy. He's not really a money-hungry guy, but at the same time, you know, it's a business, and his agent gets paid a percentage off of his contract.
Mm-hmm.
So even if he may want to take a discount, it's only going to be so much.
Yeah.
You know, and with other guys that are older than DJ getting that crazy money, DJ's not going to take. You know, he might take the same amount of money as them and not ask for more money than them. But it's definitely going to be a hell of a lot more than what DJ got paid. I mean, what Anderson got paid. And
I think DJ's a fan favorite because he's one of the first wide receivers in a while that we've drafted and developed. You know, like we've been looking for weapons for so long in Carolina as far as a bona fide receiver.
We've never developed a wide receiver. Steve Smith came in and went to the Pro Bowl as a rookie returner. You know, so
right.
Nobody developed Steve Smith. Steve Smith was come out of his mama catching football.
Yeah. And
Steve Smith is the greatest Panther of all time, so it's like you can't catch lightning in a bottle twice. But, you know, when you look at the year we drafted DJ, he was the best wide receiver and probably the weakest wide receiver pool in the previous 10 years.
I don't know how long you've been watching the stream, but I was bringing up Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley to me is more the bar versus some of these vets that you're talking about. I don't think DJ, even if DJ goes off and has 1,600 yards and 12 touchdowns, he's not going to get paid like Devontae Adams or somebody else is going to get paid. I think him and Calvin Ridley are kind of neck and neck because the numbers are similar. Obviously, Calvin gets in the end zone more. He's had a more consistent quarterback play. But I still think the fact that they were drafted, one pick, or he was drafted one pick after DJ, that's going to be the bar. And I honestly think that Ridley's going to be the bar. I think Ridley's getting at least $18 million. So that's why I said they should sign DJ beforehand.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that there's no way DJ's going to come at a significant discount to make it work to where we could pay all these other guys. Because you're right in that, you know, they were drafted 1-2, one behind each other, you know, DJ than Ridley. But Ridley's contract is going to be big because he's young, and based off what those old guys just got, Ridley's is going to be bigger because of his youth, and which means, you know, DJ's, like you said, is tied with Ridley's contract. DJ's going to be just as big, if not bigger. You know, it could be smaller, but it wouldn't be by much.
That's why I think they need to go in now and do it early because Ridley being the number one option in Atlanta now, I think the ceiling for him, I mean, he's already been producing, but everybody's like, oh, yeah, Julio, take the pressure off. I don't think that matters. I think Calvin Ridley is a top flight wide receiver, top 15. I think he could even push to be top 10 this year. Now that he's going to have more volume, but I think it would be smart, like I said, to buy low on DJ if you're going to keep him. But it's
that's the thing, though. I mean, we could try and buy low all day long, but if he's not going to accept it, he's not going to accept it because he knows he could get a lot more money elsewhere. But here's the thing with, even though he hasn't had a consistent quarterback the last couple of years, and we have Sam Darnold, which we're hoping he does well, but we don't know. But even if Sam Darnold does well, you know Terrence Marshall and Slye and these guys are going to be heavily involved with the offense, and they've already said that they want to really work the tight ends in this year in the offense, and Christian McCaffrey's going to be back. So there's not going to be enough balls for him to catch those 90 to 100 passes and get that, big contract here. For it to be worth it for the Panthers, another team who's wide receiver starved, could give us, if we tag him or tag him and trade him, we could get a big haul for DJ. But like I said, he's just too much of a luxury for as much as we're going to have to pay him.
Well, the bright side is we've already gave him the 5th-year option, so we don't have to pay him. You said DJ's not a money hungry guy, so would he hold out? The only reason I think he could hold out is, like I said, I think Calvin Ridley's getting paid after this season regardless. I don't think he plays that 5th-year option. I just don't. And he could. The Falcons are in salary cap hell because of Matt Ryan's salary, but I still don't see it happening, just to be honest. Because I think Julio will be off the book, so they may have a little bit more flexibility. But I just think if Calvin Ridley happens before, it's going to really make it hard to keep DJ. And what Scott Fitter sounds like they want to keep him. Scott Fitter makes it seem like they want to keep him. I have no reason not to believe Fit. He's the only person in the front office that actually keeps it real. Everybody else lies. But from the narrative just seems like he is. And like you said, we do have guys to pay like Dante. Brian Burns, I don't see him playing on the 5th-year option. I think he gets paid before. Obviously, Hassan Riddick, Marquise Haynes, free agent. It's a lot of guys in the pipeline that need that. I think they're banking on that salary cap going up. So let me ask you this: somebody put 5-year, $80 million for DJ. That's $16 million a year. How do you feel about that? Is that too much?
Well, not for his age. It could break down to only 16. But you're thinking there's these other guys, that are getting 22, 23, 25 million a year.
Yeah.
And they didn't have as many yards as DJ did. So, it doesn't make any sense. DJ's agent probably wouldn't let him do that because they're like, yeah, you sign that, and then next year, you catch those 80 balls, 90 balls, that's a $10 million a year swing. He's not going to be that much of a discount.
Let's say DJ has another year like this year. How much do you think is a fair amount of money for him to try to ask for? If he has another barely scraping over 1,000-yard year, 60, 70 ball year, obviously his yards per catch is high.
He's definitely worth the money. So if he asks for, $18 million a year, he's probably worth that.
Yeah.
But it's just like he's not here though.
Yeah. Yeah. The value is diminished.
The Taylor Moton contract. If we had 4 other quality starters on our offensive line, we probably wouldn't have re-signed Taylor Moton. But because we had nothing but hot garbage straight down the line, Moton was a necessity.
Yeah.
And with Anderson and all these receivers behind DJ, he's not as big a necessity. We could actually, it's like, look, Steve Smith, greatest Panther of all time. My whole family, Steve Smith's the greatest. We didn't go to the Super Bowl until after we got rid of Steve Smith, which hurt, which sucked. But we didn't get better at wide receiver, but we got better across the board. We were able to pay for some free agents on defense and stuff to come in, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Granted, we did go to the Super Bowl. Once upon a time, we did go to the Super Bowl with Steve Smith, but I know what you're saying.
If you take everybody's name off the back of their jersey and you were thinking like, Bill Belichick mode, just purely business, you can't have that luxury and pay a wide receiver $80 million who got outproduced by another receiver on the team, even though he has a high ceiling, and there's 2 young guys in the pipeline that are showing that they can produce. You know, it's like that money needs to be spent elsewhere to really build a strong team. I mean, what good is it to, like you said, he didn't have strong supporting cast in quarterback, previous years. But what sense does it make to pay, a guy $20 million if you don't have the quarterback to throw it to him?
Yeah. And the search continues for the quarterback.
DJ is, I mean, you don't really see defensive coordinators, it's like, how do you stop Julio Jones each Sunday? How do you stop, some of these other guys? But
yeah.
Just because DJ's put up those yards, he's going to get paid like those guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, if we are going to sign him, like you said, you're 100% correct. We got to sign him. It's better to sign him now than later, But the fact that they're not signing him now speaks volumes on them keeping him. Because he's only going to get more expensive the longer we wait. So it's either he's too expensive to re-sign, or we re-sign him now. I mean, you're 100% correct.
Yeah, and I think one, because like I said, he has 2 years left, and two, the thing that's going to drive the price up more so on DJ is the market versus his production. I don't have confidence in Sam Darnold enough for DJ's production to be any better than it was the past 2 years. But I think the rising tide of receivers getting paid, the salary cap going back up, it's going to drive that price up. And it could be similar to a Curtis Samuel type of situation, but I think they like DJ enough to try to make it work. That's just for good or bad, better or worse, whatever. I think they're gonna make it work. It's a tough situation to be in because this front office doesn't operate by the book.
Yeah, it's like you're saying, it's a luxury that there's a cap number, and we got other young guys that are due paydays. That like I said, we don't have 2 or 3 more high-quality defensive tackles behind Brown. We don't have, multiple guys behind Brian Burns, behind Chin. We have guys that can play and start and contribute, but,
Yeah, depth is the question. Yeah, depth is the question.
Yeah, it's like, God forbid, say DJ got hurt, in, week 1, it would affect our offense, but it wouldn't destroy our offense.
Yeah. Yeah, we got bodies.
Just like Kelvin Benjamin, when he went down, it didn't. We actually did better, but But there's one other thing I wanted to say about. I'm very confident about our defense.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people keep saying that they're not expecting us to go to a Super Bowl this year. But nobody expected us to go to a Super Bowl in 2015. And then when Kelvin Benjamin went down early, we were just like, fuck it, let's just go. We were just like, let's just go to enjoy watching the game.
Yeah.
Now there's no pressure of playoffs. Well, look what we did with Captain Drops-A-Lot, Ted Ginn, undrafted rookie Philly Brown. We won 15 games.
Yeah.
And that's already after Stewart had already lost a couple of steps.
Yeah.
So, Cam was, amazing that year. But that year also shows the importance of an offensive line. The year before, Cam's MVP season, he did not play very well. Our offensive line was garbage. He only had a couple of choices. He could either throw the ball to these guys that weren't getting open or hold the ball and take a sack or run for it.
Yeah.
Which was horrible. And as soon as we got, what's his name, the left tackle, we had that year.
Rimmers?
And Orr.
Oh, Khalil.
As soon as we got Michael Orr.
Orr.
Provided confident blocking on the left side. He wasn't great, but he was confident. He was decent up until the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Cam finally reached his full potential. But then we haven't replaced him with anybody since then. And that hurts the whole offense. And so, our defense is going to be good. And if our offense can be, above average, say top 15, there's only 32 teams. It doesn't have to be top 5. Top 15, we're going to put up a lot of points, just like in 2015 when our defense had all those turnovers. He's going to give our offense a lot more opportunities.
Well, you got to be good in the red zone though to take advantage. We were one of the best red zone teams also that year. Yeah, a lot of people say our defense was making the offense look good, but as we see now, having a quality red zone offense actually matters. It doesn't matter if they set you up. for success.
We had a better offensive line, and our tight ends were involved in the offense. You know.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm worried about this year. A couple of all my worries really are on the offensive side of the ball because one, our offensive line isn't going to be blowing people off the line. You know, which not only will that hurt Christian McCaffrey and all our other running backs' production, our quarterbacks' production, but it will also lead to more injuries for, Christian McCaffrey, just like last year.
Mm-hmm.
But also one thing that has been getting on my nerves for over a year now is I don't dislike Joe Brady, but Joe Brady really hasn't done anything yet. Like people keep giving him credit for, Joe Burrow and LSU. He wasn't the offensive coordinator of LSU. And commentators and fans and everybody keeps talking about how, what Joe Burrow did what he did for Joe Burrow. He was the wide receivers coach during that national championship year. That's the title, passing game coordinator. He didn't work with the quarterback. He wasn't even the quarterback's coach or the offensive coordinator. He was the wide receivers coach, and they're the ones that usually deal with the passing game coordinator title.
He designed the plays,
plays before last year.
Yeah, he didn't call plays.
No, he didn't even design it.
No, he had some concepts. It was just, you're right, he didn't call the plays. And that's a whole different ball game, calling plays.
So his first time ever calling plays on any level was at the highest level.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'll get in a rhythm and then he'll just call the most ridiculous, plays that, it's up to the players to get the plays to work. But sometimes it seems like there's no rhyme or reason for certain plays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not in the business of crowning him either. You got to show me. That's how I was with Matt Rule. I'm like, I'm not giving out respect for free.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get better. He's a smart guy, but with everybody talking like, wow, he was, LSU's offensive coordinator. He made Joe Brady. No, I mean he made Joe Burrow. No, he worked with a Heisman quality quarterback in college. And somebody else was the offensive coordinator. Somebody else called the plays, and he was the beneficiary of that by landing the job in Carolina.
Yeah.
But he hasn't done anything yet. I mean, I think he will eventually.
Yeah.
I love the Panthers, so I'm rooting for him. But I'm saying he hasn't done anything yet, but he still gets credit for it.
No reason to crown him. You're right.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you calling in, though, man.
I'm worried about is the offense.
Yeah, me too. Offensive line and quarterback, man. Offensive line and quarterback. But we got to keep hope alive.
Yeah, we've had a bad offensive line for 8 years.
Yeah.
The best offensive lineman we've had in the last 7 years was an undrafted guy.
Yeah.
Who became a guard and got a big payday in Jacksonville.
Priced us out, Norwell. So one final thing before I let you go.
7 years.
One final thing before I let you go. How much do you think Sam Darnold plays on Friday? Get 10 seconds.
A lot less than we hope again. They're hiding. I feel that strongly. I was at the bar the other night watching it, and that's what the consensus. Everybody was saying the same thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like his injury is an invisible mental injury, and Matt Rule is like, well, each week he gets a little bit more confident. It's, it's like having a bad ankle. You know what I mean? I think Rule thinks that if we, each week goes by, it repairs his confidence.
Yeah.
So if he were to lay a turd in preseason, that would make everybody else around him, all the other players, start to be like, uh-oh, and get nervous too.
Yeah.
And like somebody else said, Matt Rule is a salesman,
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. But all right, man. I appreciate you calling. I appreciate the conversation, man. Keep pounding, bro.
Yep.
All right, man. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. How much is Sam Darnold going to play? The Panthers fans, we want to know. We want to see. We want to know. How much is Sam Darnold going to play? We need at least a half. Them 2 pass attempts, we're not going for that. We're not going for that. That's like going to the mall and only getting to smell the food. Not getting no free sample like you're supposed to get. That's just going to the mall and smelling. Free smells. Nah, we want to taste it. We want at least a sample before the main course comes. We need an appetizer. So don't stop holding Sam Darnold back. Cut the umbilical cord. Let that man go. Let us see. We got to see what we got. We got to see what we got. We got to see what we got, man. But I really appreciate y'all tuning in, man. You know, we've been rolling. The phone lines opened up, but winding this thing down. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Every Tuesday, 7:30, 7:45-ish, live, the Nuck on Demand show. Follow me on Twitter. Oh, my microphone. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter for getting my up-to-date takes. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Dunk on Demand. Follow me on Twitter at Dunk on Demand. If you want to support, you can super chat or you can buy me a coffee. That link is broken. That's the link. If you want to support. Some people saying 2 series. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate everybody that came in. I appreciate all the callers. Y'all had a lot on y'all's heart, a lot of y'all chest. I may start doing the phone lines after the game on my live streams after the game because I know y'all got a lot on y'all mind and y'all want to talk about it. So we can do it then. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. It's always love. Everybody said they hungry. I appreciate all the love. Y'all know what it is. Merchandise coming soon. Not this shirt, though. This is only exclusive. We got a delusional Falcons fan in the comments. You love to see it. Baseball jersey. This is exclusive merch, though. Y'all can't get this. But I definitely got T-shirts coming. I say it every week, but it is coming. It's coming. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. It's all love. See y'all next time. Peace.